Ok, mi nombre es Arabeth Caballero y soy parte del grupo 3. La materia que a mí me tocó fue Math y mi TICS fue 1.2 D, E, F y G. Prácticamente está hablando sobre los niños usando su place value, generating numbers that are greater than or less than up to the whole number 120. They will also represent the comparison of two numbers using the symbolic signs greater than, equal to, or less than. And then they will also be placing their numbers on a open number line or closed number line using their place value. For vocabulary, they will receive picture vocabulary. I usually start mine at the beginning of class. That way the kids know, like, hey, this is the vocabulary that we're going to be touching on. And the vocabulary is presented in English and Spanish, and it has the picture. That way, for those newcomers, they can relate and picture una imagen con una palabra, literally. That way they can imagine the picture, like whenever they hear the word, they already have like an image in their head to match up with it. For their materials, they'll be needing mainly their math journals. That way they can show their work as they go. Any handouts that are provided, and the handouts are always provided in English and Spanish because that's how STEM Scopes provides them. So if you need them in English or you need them in Spanish, you have that available to you. They'll also be needing their Chromebooks because most of this stuff you can assign to them online, or you can just print out everything in paper and have a whole bunch of papers. For their lessons or activities, they'll be using work mats using comparison symbols. So for example, on one side you can write the number 5, and on the other side you can write the number 7, and then the child will have to put in the middle which sign goes there. So whether it be the greater than, less than, or equal to sign. They'll also be doing a interactive notebook handout which talks about comparison symbols and ordering numbers. So just something fun that they can have to do, something hands-on that also gets them just their mind up and running as well. They'll also be doing an anchor chart as a class, and then to demonstrate any understanding given for that day, they do a show and tell activity as a class pretty much. And for interventions, there will be small group interventions. For example, if there's a group of children that you see that that weren't really participating in the lesson, or you see that they weren't really getting the material, or they told you that they didn't get the material, you can just pull those kids to the side and work with something else apart. STEM Scopes does provide a small group intervention handout as well as other little resources that you can work with them. For our newcomers, you can also be providing a supplemental aid of an open number line, so just a blank number line, and that the kids can fill in the numbers as they go. They'll also be receiving a 1 to 120 number chart, so just one, like the numbers in order how they go. And then the lesson is also presented in English and Spanish. And then if any child just doesn't get it or they need extra help, the teacher can be walking around monitoring to provide that extra assistance when needed. Picture vocabulary, as I mentioned, it is presented in English and Spanish, and the kids already have it in their journals since the previous day. That way they can just go back and use it to their extent, I guess you can say, if it is needed. But like I said, it's provided in English and Spanish. That way they have that available to them. After they complete their independent work and their whole group work, for enrichment, there is something called a connection station handout, which is pretty much what is a number that is greater than or less than, and then you pretty much just fill in the blank, and the whole number has to be up to 100. So what number is greater than or less than 120 per se, and then the kid will fill that out. We also have, for our technology, because most of it is online, we have Imagine Math, ST Math, Tornado Math, and Progress Learning. So Progress Learning and Imagine Math, they can be used for our lower grade levels, but they're mainly focused for our older grade levels, like 3 and up, 3rd grade and up. Imagine Math includes addition and subtraction, which is like a cute little kind of like a mission-ish game for the kids that just helps them pretty much refresh their addition and subtraction fluency. And then for the older kids, it also provides multiplication and division for those grades. Imagine Math That's what it is. Tornado Math are interactive slides in regards to math that are provided in their Google Classroom. And with this, it's pretty much just like a review either from the previous school year, what they're learning as of now, or for example, if they need any more practice on a previous TEK, they can get that from there as well. And then progress learning just depends with galaxies. There's depending how what grade it is, they have that many galaxies. Sorry. So if they have they're in third grade, they have 3 galaxies: galaxy 1, 2, and 3. If they're working on galaxy 1, that means they're working at a first grade level. And then galaxy 2 would be second grade level, and galaxy 3 would be as a third grade level. So wherever they are academically, so like grade wise, whatever grade they're in, that's the galaxy that they should be working on. And then whenever they complete one galaxy, their rocket goes up to the next one, and then so on. Excuse me. But these progress learning, Tornado Math, Imagine Math, all those websites are provided in English and Spanish as well. It may just be 1 or 2 questions that I've noticed that are provided in English, I guess just to help them with that. But the teacher can be walking around monitoring as well, so just translating anything that is needed besides of that.